In this video, we're going to discuss about proposition number 1. Proposition number 1. So for our first proposition, if A is a subset of B, subset of Rn, then the outer measure of A is less than or equal to the outer measure of B. So last time diniscuss natin yung definition ng outer measure. It is the infimum of the set containing volume of the covering of a certain set. Okay, so that is the outer measure. So now, ang sinasabi ng proposition number 1, kapag daw meron tayong isang set, so let's say this is our first set. Let's say this is our set A. And if we have another set, so let's say this is set B, where A is a subset of B, then yung outer measure daw ni A is always less than or equal sa outer measure of B. Okay? So, medyo obvious siya, no? Kasi since nasa lahat ng laman ni A ay laman din ni B, so mas maliit si A. Mas maliit yung mga laman ni A kumpara dun sa laman ni B. So, parang obvious na mas maliit din yung outer measure niya doon sa outer measure of B. Okay? But for this discussion, let's prove this proposition. Okay. So, let's have a proof. So, mag-set muna tayo ng covering for our set B. Okay, so let S be the covering of B by close intervals. Okay. Now, so kung yung S ay covering ng B, so if isa-set natin si S, so if yung S natin is equal to set containing I sub K, so meaning ito yung mga laman niya, ito yung mga ginagamit niya pang cover kay B, then from the definition ng covering, si B ay subset ng union of I sub K. So, yung union nung nasa loob ni S, so kino-contain niya si B, since S is a covering of B. So, that is the definition of covering of a set. Okay? Now, as you can see, si B ay subset ng union of I sub K. But from our assumption, or from our hypothesis, since A is a subset of B, then ibig sabihin, si A subset din ng union of I sub K. Okay, so it follows that A is also a subset of union of I sub K. And if A is a subset of union of I sub K, subset siya ng union ng lahat ng close intervals na nasa loob ni S, that means si S ay covering din ni A. So, kino-cover din ni set S si set A. Okay? So, hence, S is a covering, is a covering of A by close intervals. Now, kung yung S ay covering of A, this implies outer measure of A less than or equal to the sigma of S. Okay, so from the definition of outer measure, si S ay covering, and then that means yung outer measure, which is an infimum of the sigma of S. So that is always less than or equal to sigma of S. But take note that S, where S is defined as any covering okay, of B by close intervals. Okay, so if S is any covering of B, that means, if the outer measure of A is less than or equal to that sigma of S, where S is any covering of B, so damay dito yung infimum ni sigma of S. Okay? So si M star A is either equal dun sa infimum ng sigma of S or also less than that infimum. Okay? So this implies M star of A less than or equal to the infimum of the set containing sigma of S, such that S is a covering of B by close intervals. Okay? So, paliwanag natin to. So, bakit infimum? Paano tayo nakakasiguro na si M star A ay less than or equal sa infimum? So, katulad na sinabi ko, si S, kino-cover din niya si A. So, that means the sigma S is always greater than or equal to the outer measure of A. Okay? And by definition, si outer measure of A is the infimum of the sigma S. So, that's why our M star of A is less than or equal to the infimum of that sigma S, set containing sigma S. Okay? Now, take note that the infimum of the set containing sigma of S, where S is a covering of B by close intervals, by definition of outer measure, that implies M star of A less than or equal to M star of B, which is ito yung goal natin. So this is done.